definitely Rishi's the better cook. Although
It's
he
not
has
to do a lot.
So you heard it here first, guys. UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak is a beta cook. Beta!
No, you have less time, but you're definitely the better cook.
Rishi, are you just going to sit there while your wife talks to you like that? Well, of course you are. You're a beta cook. Okay, let's get into it. What's the point of today's video? Why is Daniel Boland... why is he talking about himself in the third person? Why is Daniel Boland talking about a politician? About UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak? Is he about to go political on there? Yes! And his audience is asked, no, I'm not going to go all political. We're going to keep it light and breezy. Like every episode of the Daniel Boland Show. I just happened to stumble across this interview in Grazia magazine with Rishi Sunak and his lovely wife, Akshata Murty. Don't do the voices. And I noticed there were headlines, not just comments. Headlines in The Guardian. The worst kind of headlines.
Ooh, you tickled yourself pink there, didn't you, Danny, with your little political gag? Well, I tell you who's gagging now. The audience! What is this? Have I got news for you?
Saying how cringe and unrelatable they both were. And I've got to be honest, I watched the interview and my immediate thought was, have you met people? Most people have a 100 IQ. Like, all of my subscribers are now required to take an IQ test, okay? You have to be 115 or over, okay? All of my subscribers, you smart, you loyal. The point is, just because Rishi Sunak, just because he's a billionaire and you don't like his policies or whatever, doesn't mean he's that crazily out of touch, okay? I've met a million people like this guy and his wife, okay? Though I do hang around with a lot of out-of-touch billionaires. But what am I going to do? They just keep paying me. Dance, Daniel! Ha! Dance! Is there in a tutu. Ah! And then they make me. No, that's for another video. Cue the seals!
Oh, Daniel Boland, this is a heavy hitter. Do you guys know who this is?
I definitely had a great deal of enthusiasm, but Rishi definitely has more talent in that department.
But it's mainly just breakfast on a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay scrambled
Could
eggs.
venture out and do more if you have time.
If I had time.
Yeah.
Now, I know what you're all thinking, because I was thinking it too when I first saw how she sort of dominates the interview and he's there like, yeah, if I had more time. I get it. I was thinking, how is this bitch running the country? But I think it is just that, really. She's sort of better at public speaking. Oddly. And he seems like a sort of more pragmatic guy who's thinking about other things, probably doesn't want to be there. He's a bit awkward, like that photo of him in on a chair in the middle of a field. The greatest campaign poster of all time. Rishi amongst the wheat. Thatcher in the rye.
So,
That's what we do.
when the girls were little, we said, I mean, it was you. And then Rishi always lays out the structure and I fill in the structure. So, Rishi always lays out the structure and I fill in the structure.
Well, I'll let you use your imaginations as to what that disgusting euphemism could mean. The structure that Rishi lays out is his big gaping anus.
I've just got off the phone from the Wellington. Dr. Fitzsimmons says my structure can't take your filling it in anymore.
So he's like, they need to have A protein, A carbohydrate, A veg.
There's not a single meal that I come home and they're eating those three things.
No, they're not.
Careful with your tone there, Rishi. You're being a little bit anal, if you ask me. You're going to get your structure filled in tonight, I can tell you. But the point is here, you're going to start to see Rishi's very human sort of, a little neurotic, but his little, what are the things that we have? Idiosyncrasies, pet peeves.
Because, you know, suddenly the homework's not done and Anushka's like, oh, I just need pasta. So I'm like, have the pasta.
That's literally, there is no meal unless I'm here that operates like that.
Fine.
Now, everyone's saying how unrelatable all this is, but I've got to say, yes, he's nervously laughing, he's a bit awkward, but he is actually exposing something that he finds frustrating, and he keeps doing this throughout the interview. You'll see, he's sort of like, well, if I don't organise everything, it all goes to shit, this house. Like, he's coming home every night and he's genuinely angry. I'm the fucking Prime Minister and there's all this shit that you're not getting done. Very relatable, isn't it?
Definitely Rishi.
That is not your strong point.
Nope. No.
Oh, I'm loving those neck movements.
No.
This is what marriage can do to you, you know, the years of frustration and pent-up rage. It's turning poor Rishi into Stevie Wonder.
No.
Making beds. Not your strong point.
I'm not a morning person.
No, that's fair. Sure, but you also just don't like making the bed. I mean, it bugs me, so I actually sometimes come up back into the flat from the office after we've all left to make the bed.
Yes.
Because
One of his
I'll be
special
irritated
skills.
if it's not
One
been
of his
made.
special skills.
Oh, he's growing a pair. Finally, he's sticking it to the shafter. He's standing up to her, isn't he? I like the fact that he's reiterating the things that he finds irritating, you know? I mean, this is unrelatable. Again, I'm not talking about policy, I'm not talking about politics, but this is weirdly out of touch. Have you seen what we've had in number 10 Downing Street for the last few years? What did you prefer? Bojo with his, well, now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. Figures.
My thing is, let's just sort of be done with, move on, but Rishi likes to have it done. Nice and tidy. When we were studying, I used to actually eat in my bed.
Oh my God.
And Rishi would come home to where I lived. Sometimes there would be plates in my bed.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Not anymore.
I'm not the most organised person compared to Rishi.
Again, it seemed like a very genuine reaction, the wringing of the hands. He really does have a gag reflex for disorder and filth. It's just a shame he doesn't have the same attitude towards the country. Am I right, guys? Oh, just imagine that the UK is your wife's shitty bed, Rishi, and clean it up. I'm obviously joking. Before anyone comes at me, this is not a political show. I have no political affiliations.
In actual fact, I'm a Nazi.
I'm stricter when it comes to things related to school, like getting their homework done, making sure they are reading, making sure that anything related to school is done well. But in everything else,
I'm stricter.
I don't know, again, very relatable to me in my house. My wife's the one who gets the kids to do all their homework and stuff, organising their extracurricular activities and things. And I'm the one screaming hysterically for them to tidy up the living room, brush their teeth, go to bed on time, that kind of thing. I think me and Rishi would get on like a house on fire.
I'm relaxed.
Putting all their clothes away.
Yep, good at setting their wardrobe up and tidying.
and then-
I've always gotten them to set the table, clean up after meals. It's just what I did growing up. So I thought,
Yeah, make their beds.
that's your
Unlike
thing.
you.
That's your thing. Yeah. So
It would be nice if they walked the dog that they wanted to get a bit more often, so that never seems.
I actually couldn't believe it when they said that. I have the exact same problem in my house. The kids and, of course, my wife wanted to get this cute little dog. And of course, nobody takes it out. And I have to do it. So I can relate once again. You know, me and you, Rishi, were like brothers from another race.
yeah, well, they do clean up after the dog. So look, they do a few, but they don't. They could do more. They could definitely do more.
Starting with dog walking.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever you think about Rishi Sunak and his politics and all that kind of thing. The thing about being relatable to me really isn't being about cool Britannia, you know, like Tony Blair. That to me is cringe. Way more cringe when you get these suave politicians. You've got your Justin Trudeau's and Emmanuel Macron's and those kinds of people. Those people make me sick. Those people are really slick and know what to say in every moment. Those are the bad guys, right? And I'm not saying Rishi is my guy. Eh? Don't get me wrong. I can see why a lot of people dislike him. But that awkward nature, that not knowing exactly what to say and how to behave in an interview, that lack of slickness is actually more reassuring to me than Tony Blair, scumbag like that. So, make of that what you will, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. That's all I've got time for today. We've still got plenty from the South by Southwest conference to get through. So I'll see you very shortly. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Check out my Patreon if you want to help out the channel. Bye!
Now, would you like me to be the cat?